said that the mayor would like me to be here in his place.
There's 6 agenda items for you tonight. We'll try to
I
be complete.
spoke to the mayor at the banquet the other night. I said, please take it easy.
How was the banquet?
It was a very nice banquet. Dinner was really nice. It was good turnout.
I went to Awake.
That doesn't sound like much fun.
No, much rather.
Yeah. T-bones and chicken and
I heard it was steak
Yeah.
this year.
they did a nice job.
Nice.
That's, I made sure I wasn't gonna sit in front of you. You couldn't. Don't even want to be associated with that thing.
Good guy, you're supposed to see the still.
No, it's not gonna be. How are you? I'm wonderful. Okay. I know it's an insurance company that comes in and does it as well. I just didn't know if they had the insurance and the same group that we've had for a while, right?
Don't sound good and loud tonight. Where's Doris? Don't sound good and loud tonight. So where's Doris? Was it loud? It's not even like a request now. It was like, we don't word things, like it's just our journals, we don't care as much about agreement and formatting, you know, so, you know, it's more of a, you know, and kind of, Harvest Festival on when it is when we say, we put in a intro email. And next thing you know, I'm getting a call
pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remind you, if you could please silence your electronic devices, it would be greatly appreciated. Good evening. Call to order the October 18, 2016 Board of Trustees meeting to order. Roll call, Mr. Oppel.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carvel. Mr. Deshays.
Here.
Mr. LeBaire.
Here.
I am here. Entertain a motion for approval of meeting minutes from September 20, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. LeBaire, second by Mr. Carvel. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Reports of officers and committees. Treasurer's report, Ms. Charlo.
I've provided you with the balance sheet and budget to actual revenue and expense reports for the month of September. A summary for the 5 major funds is shown on your report. Year-end projections have also been updated with actual figures through September. They've been distributed to board members as well as department managers. Tax collection through the end of our collection period brought in $5,572,000.34. This was 91.85% of the total amount due, compares to 92.07% of last year. We are returning unpaid taxes in the amount of $530,265.33 on 364 parcels to the county treasurer for collection. The amount of interest and fees owed on this amount is $37,897.52. Therefore, we should be receiving a check in the payment of $568,162.85 this coming February. This compares to $559,474.53 received last year on the same number of parcels. We'll have a resolution later on in the report. The Comptroller's Office has sent out projected bill for 2017-2018 budget year. This is the payment which would be due in February of 2018. We would use the December 2017 payment option in order to save the village money. The Police and Fire Retirement System projected bill is $505,116. This is a 9.4% increase over the projected bill for this year. The Employees Retirement System is $466,571, a 1.4% increase over what is projected for this year. These numbers are based on rates released from the retirement system last month and on a projection of our salary base for the period of April 1st, 2017 to March 31st of 2018. We made the semi-annual interest payment on the water treatment plant upgrade serial bond on October 14th. This was in the amount of $41,096.88. I am in the process of working on the financial statements for our auditors. Once completed, the statements will be reviewed and footed. Safarth and Safarth will begin the auditing process in the latter part of November. I have 2 action items this evening. The first is to close a bank account at Community Bank. This account was opened years ago as a special reserve to pay bonds on the wastewater treatment plant upgrade. We paid our last bond payment on this project back in September. There remains $90.09 in this account. We would process an interfund transfer to transfer that back to the sewer fund.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Oppel, second by Mr. Carvel. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And lastly, on the second page is the delinquent tax resolution to return the taxes to St. Lawrence County, section number 2.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Revere, second by Mr. Carvel. Discussion. Resolution, poll individually, Mr. Oppel.
Aye.
Mr. Carvel.
Aye.
Mr. Deshays.
Aye.
Mr. Revere.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Any questions for Ms. Charlotte? Thank you. Code enforcement, Mr. Carvel, Mr. LeBaire.
nothing new. We do have a fire committee meeting, but I'll be getting with the foreman to see if he wants to tack on a code meeting for that same evening. If not, we'll have one later on that week, pending availability.
Mr. Hardy's pinch hitting, anything?
Other than Avis is out of the office for last week, and it'll be next week also, I believe. Trying to keep up with all of her work and everything else at the station as well, so, but we're plugging through.
Thank you. Economic Development, Mr. Offeld, Mr. LeBeer. Fire Committee, Mr. Carmel, Mr. LeBeer.
Like Chris said earlier, we have a meeting planned with the fire department, both the volunteers and the paid drivers next week.
Personnel Committee, Mr. Carmel, Mr. DeShays.
The police have conducted interviews this past week, and there'll be fire ones coming up next week.
And you guys are currently reviewing the applications for the housing office? Okay. Police Committee, Mr. Carmel, Mr. DeShays.
There'll be an action later on in the agenda.
Police Committee, Mr. Carmel, Mr. DeShays. Did I just repeat that? Sorry. Recreation Commission, Mr. Carmel, Mr. DeShays.
Figure skating had their registration on September the 21st and 22nd. Numbers are up this year, which looks really good. And they wanted to get an extra hour, but we couldn't accommodate them during the week, during the week. The only extra time we could have had would be on the weekend. But everything looks good. First day of ice was scheduled to go in on October the 10th. The ice was in on October the 8th. Started off with a bang right off the bat. They had a birthday party was down there. They had all kinds of shinny skating and stuff right away. Mob trade show was exceptional, very good again, September 24th, 25th. And it ran from 10 to 5 on the Saturday and 10 to 4 on the Sunday. They had more spectators for the door than they had last year. And they also booked it for next year. And they really enjoy it there. Electronic marquee has been placed. They ordered it and it's supposed to be shipped. Terry Beach staff will install the sign, being signed in-house with the information that was provided by Signs Plus. They still need to collect the $500 donation that they were offered. Flat roof and a project in the front was started by RSI, and I expect that to be done this week. The locker room project, that's supposed to be coming right along. They're presently continue to work on it on a daily basis. This is beautiful down there. And public skating, they're looking to try to have more time for public skating this year. Mike's trying to work something out. That's my report.
Thanks. Lots going on at the arena. Thank you. Street Committee, Mr. Offeld, Mr. LeBeer.
We've got something under new business, item D.
Water and Sewer Committee, Mr. Offeld, Mr. LeBeer.
Nothing to report.
Initial public comment period. As always, we please ask you to stand and state your name for the record. Initial public comment. Seeing none, moving on, we have no old business. Moving to new business. Proposed resolution to renew boiler and machinery insurance policy.
So moved.
Mr. Offeld.
Second.
Second by Mr. Carl. Discussion? Resolution polled individually. Mr. Offeld?
Aye.
Mr. Carl?
Aye.
Mr. DeShays?
Aye.
Mr. LeBeer?
Aye.
Resolution carries. Appointments. Arbor Committee. Andy McMahon approached me, Superintendent MED approached me several months ago to try to get the Arbor Committee reactivated again. It's covered under the village ordinance to deal with beautification issues, tree issues, and potential issues that might be related primarily to trees. So we've reached out and found a number of people that are interested in doing this. So Andrew McMahon, Dale Ramo, Paul Rufa, Mark Ryan, Sharon Ryan, Barb Sanford, and Rebecca Violi have agreed to do it. Veda will be our liaison to that committee. So I just wanted to put that on your radar screen and announce that we've.
Do they have a plan in effect, MED, to deal with the ash or disease that's coming?
That's precisely why this committee, Mr. McMahon asked me to get this thing going so that they could put one in place.
It's a good group.
Retirement, Daryl Gay, motor equipment operator, effective October 30th, 2016.
So moved.
Mr. Rappel, second by Mr. Carvel. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Authorization to canvass one motor equipment operator, Mr. Bayon.
Yes, the unfortunate incident where we are losing Daryl Gay. What we'd like to do is to maintain our current level staffing at the DPW. We're not looking to add additional labor to our forces, but just to replace Daryl. Fortunately for him, but unfortunately for the village, since he was granted disability through New York State, he's got 30 days to get off the village payroll. So the turnaround's got to be relatively quick. And that's what I'm looking to do because we have so much work out there and we're entering into the winter season. So I'm looking to replace Mr. Gay in the street department.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Hoffman, second by Mr. Levere. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have resignation, Cody Clary, Police Department, effective today.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Rappel, second by Mr. Deshaies. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Award bid, Amen Construction, pipe bursting installation of water line at Grove Street at State Route 37. Mr. Rappel, Mr. Bayard.
Yeah, you'd be better at it.
As was approved the last board meeting, I requested to go out and bid a project to replace the water line crossing, State Route 37 at Grove Street. We went out and we sent out specifications and plans to 3 companies. We received written responses back from 2. One, Demand Construction, basically sole bidder for $34,056. The other 2 companies, Board Tech, who was, we initially retained them back in 2008 to do our bore crossing. They did not reply, and Syracuse Utilities said that they are unable to reply to this as well. So, having said that, I think it's obvious that it's an extremely specialized field because we plan on pipe bursting, if you recall. In addition to that, according to New York State, because we're crossing New York State right-of-way, New York State mandates us to do soil borings across that highway. It's unfortunate, but we have to do it. That's, in looking through the St. Lawrence County material bid sheet that comes out annually, Atlantic Testing is one of them that does that, and CME out of Syracuse. So that'll be an additional $2,000 charge roughly for the boring on that project. But this project can commence relatively soon and be completed long before the winter hits us.
So moved. Mr. Levere, second by Mr. Rappel. Discussion?
Yes, how much experience does that company have in this type of work?
They do it all the time, I believe. I don't have a list of projects that they do, but part of their specialty is not only directional drilling, but they also do pipe bursting. That's another component of their company, and I know they've done several jobs in this format.
Have they done anything in the North Country at all?
I don't believe in the North Country here in this area, no. That's why we have to do the borings. That's why New York State requires us to do the boring to find out what kind of material is surrounding the existing pipe. If it's bedrock, if it's hard pan, if it's something that's not gonna allow the pipe to fracture, then we have an issue. But based on the borings that we did on Bailey Road and other areas in this area, we don't feel that it's hard pan or bedrock of any sort. I think we're gonna be okay.
Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Voucher warrants.
I move that the voucher signed by trustee Carvel and myself be approved.
Second by Mr. Carvel. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Monthly reports. I don't believe we had any this month.
That is one.
Communications and correspondence, this was in the media this last week, but the Local Initiative SCORE Corporation awarded our grant application for the zombie property grants. So what this will do is, there's three pieces to this. One is allow us to upgrade our software so that code office can track zombie properties better, and work in conjunction with the Blade properties and those types of things. Secondly, it'll increase the hours of the HUD housing officer downstairs, giving that person more time to dedicate to the actual zombie property issues that we have. And third is to develop and launch a PR campaign for people at risk of going into foreclosure. So every county is required to have a program. St. Lawrence County does. So it'll allow more publicity on this program, and also to get people maybe who are in jeopardy of going into foreclosure or their properties becoming zombie eventually, to avoid that and get them the assistance and those types of things that they need to avoid that. So deals with the immediate problem and hopefully reduces future problems.
Now, how does it help them, prevent them from going into foreclosure?
My understanding was
Pay a month's
very
rent.
little, but it could help them with their finances. Could say you need to manage your budget better. There could be potential counseling, those types of things to actually help them handle their monies.
It doesn't necessarily go out and pay a month's mortgage.
There are programs out there available though, so if you direct them to different, it could be a case of refinancing.
Okay.
Could be, hey, you could have applied for this particular program that's out there, we should line you up with this. So it really depends on the situation of each individual person.
Now, do you think that, what do we have to do to get this to be revolving? In other words, so that we get it next year also? Because this is a one-time shot, right?
I don't know the answer to that, if it's something that will be
I
followed
mean, is
up.
there anything we can do to prove that it's working? Which would be a good thing, because if you're, if we're gonna pay people, I'm just looking at like,
Yeah.
the code office and stuff like that.
Yeah, this will be just like-
Probably gonna be here next year too.
This will be just like these other grants, that we'll have reporting and we'll have data to back up that we utilize the money in a proper way.
Great. Anytime they wanna give us money, we'll take it. We'll take it.
And the last communication, of course, last week was Fire Prevention Week, so I appreciate the efforts of our fire department, our volunteers, our paid professionals, and our auxiliaries. Busy week doing a lot of events and around the community and the schools, and of course culminated with the annual banquet where they recognized several partners. So kudos to our fire department; they do an excellent job. Any other comments from the board?
Yeah, I've got one, Tim. It came up on the radar. During our budget development in the spring, we talked about, the fire department budget and potentially getting help from the town of Messina. And, we all agreed at that particular time it may not be the wisest move because their budget was already in place. Well, the tickler came up on my computer the other day that it might be time to make sure during their budget development procedures and process that they're going through, they put that on their radar this year. I don't know what the amount's gonna be. Maybe, I guess what I was thinking, could they get together with the fire committee to talk about, about what things that we're after that we're not getting? Now, I know that, it's been looked upon favorably in the past by members of the town board, as early as this past spring. So now's the time we can, actually make something like that come to fruition.
We're on the
And I'm
same-
not trying to give you guys more
No,
work.
we're on the same page. I
Okay.
just have that reminder in November, not October.
Okay.
So you're a month ahead of me, buddy.
Very good, yeah.
But yeah, we're,
Okay,
discussions will be initiated.
excellent, thank you.
Anything else, trustees? Closing public comment period. Okay. Yes,
Did Cody Clary give a reason for his resignation?
he is going to into the New York State Police.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion to go into executive session for personnel matters and pending litigation. I do not expect that we will take action.
So moved.
Mr. Leader, second by Mr. Rocco. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Good evening, everyone.
Thanks, guys.